Hello and welcome to my next tutorial video on Arch Linux, and today we are going to work on our universally usable partition. So in the great Arch Wiki, if you are on the page for installing Arch Linux on a USB key, then there is this suggestion to make a partition on the USB storage, possibly the first partition there. So you can format that for NTFS or exFAT for it to be able to be used as just a regular pen drive on your Windows machine. Like, for example, you have a Windows machine like I do, and you want this machine to be able to boot up with your pen drive from Linux, but you also want to be able to transfer files between the two systems with this kind of exFAT partition, and you can then use your USB key, just take it with you, and when you just need the data carrying capacity, you can use it with like in your office computer. If you want to steal some files from your workplace, you can use it for that. Or if you want to use the computer, you can boot into it, into this Arch Linux installation. So we will be looking at two options here, and the first one is we can just mount this partition. So now I am at my home directory, and if I list what's in my home directory, these are some folders, some pictures, and let's make a new directory here, mkdir shared disk. And so this will be the mount point. So you can see that we have this shared disk directory here. You can go to the Nemo file manager, and you can see it appeared here. Let's hide hidden files for now. So this will be our shared disk space on this installation, or on this USB drive. We want to mount, you can see that we have SDA 1, 2 and 3, and 2 and 3 are already mounted. So 3 is the root partition, and we have the boot for SDA 2, and then we have this SDA 1, which is our exFAT partition. And it escapes me, lsp lk-a. No, this was not the parameter I was looking for. F, it's gonna be F. I looked at my cheat sheet. So we will tell us that it has the exFAT file type. This is the UUID for that, and well, we don't have much information on that. Let's try to mount it with sudo mount /dev/sda1. So this is the device on SDA1, and we will mount it to our current directory. In the current directory, what was it? Shared disk or shared disk? Yes. And I'll give my password, and oh, there is a problem. It's an unknown file system. The exFAT cannot be mounted here, and that's why is this? Because if I go for Pacman to help me out, you can see that there is this exFAT utils package, and of course if we check exFAT utils, we can see all this data here, and we can also check pacman-q I exFAT utils and, well, what's happening? What's happening? Come on. Yeah, this package is not installed in the system and we need the pacman to install exFAT utils for us. So yes, we will proceed with the installation. This was really fast. So here, file systems, actually if you just look it up, exFAT need the exFAT utils for the user space utilities. And that's it. Now we can hopefully mount the disk, and now if I click on this, so Nemo already knows what we are doing here. So we are in our 6.4 gigabyte disk or partition, and if I create a file here, let's call it test.txt, and I'll be the cool kid, so I will use Vim. And let's save it. So now if I ls-l, oh no, cd, I have to go into the shared disk, and now ls-l. So you can see that here, because this is an exFAT file system, and exFAT file system does not support the user and whatever the group and the user privileges. So you can see that all these files have all these very peculiar whatever these are. The permissions, that's what the word I was looking for, the permission system. And here, this one, the shared disk, is read, write, execute for everyone, and also it's root, owned by root from the root group. And so this is how you mount it. The problem is that once you restart your computer, this information will be lost, so it won't stay mounted. So if we want to mount it, so let's how do I unmount it? Let's check the manual, because this is how you should be working on Linux, always reading the manual, I think. So mount, unmount. Next. Okay, then unmount. I think, anyway, it should be sudo unmount dev-sda1. No, it's umount, I guess. Target is busy. Let's go up one. And now, if I list what's here, you can see shared disk is back to Nice Micro from the group users, and here are the permissions. Okay, so now we have this shared disk, and let me remove from here So I removed this because that's not how I will mount it. I will use FS tab. So if you go for the FS tab article in the Arch Wiki, you will find how it works. And so we will use the UUIDs for identifying the disk, because this will be, as I just said, a USB drive. It will be moved to a USB drive very soon. I already made a video showing that I did that once, and I will show you how you do that. But so this is one of the core things about the USB drive, is that we should have a partition on it which can be used as this kind of just regular USB drive function, just to store data and transport data between computers, and even Windows or Mac computers, because exFAT works on Windows, Mac, and if you just grab the exFAT utils package, it works on Linux too. So that's why we are doing this before we would move the system to the pen drive, to the real physical pen drive. So we are still in the virtual world, the virtual machine. So this is the file we are looking for. Is so we will edit in Vim is etc/fs tab, and of course we will insert another line. It will be commented out that this is going to be a dev SDA1, and here we will identify it by its UUID, which will be, let me open another terminal window, lsplk-l. No, what was it? I guess I have to look up my cheat sheet again. lsblk-f is what I'm looking for. So UUID is 7D46 dash. Oh, what did I do? Did I accidentally close my URXVD? I did close it. Delete. And let's start again. Okay. So I was just saying that this is a command line /dev/sda1 UUID equals, and I open another terminal window and lsblk-f. So we will, can I just control, not shift insert, control insert, and go here and shift insert. Shift insert, yes, I can do that. I press a tab. I guess you have to press a tab, and then this will be slash, and I will mount it as /media/ shared, and this is an exFAT. So here in the top of this file you can see what each column should mean. This is so file system, directory, the file type. So this is the identification of the file system, the directory where to mount it, the type of the file system, some options you can see here, a lot of options, and and then dump and pass, and those are going to be 0, 0 for our case, because dump, I think dump is always 0. I am not really sure what that does, and pass is about does it gonna check the file system when booting up, and we don't want this exFAT to be checked. We don't trust the system. So it's exFAT, and what I will do is defaults umask equals 000, so everyone will have every permissions, and the disk is read and write, and then 0 and then 0. Enter, and now let's write and save, or say write and quit, which means save the FS tab. So now let's just go back read only and let's just double check it. So 7D46, come on, D482, so it seems okay, and let's go back to, and so we need this media slash shared, dash, oh my god, Q. Okay, I managed to quit Vim. I feel like a smart person. Okay, so now that we have to go to the root directory, and do we have a media directory here? I don't think so, so let's sudo make dir media, and then cd media, and then sudo mkdir shared. So this was right. Yes, media slash shared. Great. Now we can restart the system. Of course. The system is now restarting, and if everything works fine, we will have our shared disk mounted at media. We will see it in a minute. Hopefully in just a few seconds it will boot up my virtual machine. Okay, boot it up. So let's log in. And let's check if what we did actually work. And for that, we will check two things. One is going to be the lsblk. So we'll list our bulk devices. -f. And now you can see that we have a 6 GB available place at media slash shared. So let's just go there and let's list out the files there, and test.txt is there, which we put there when we were manually mounting the system. So next thing we have to do, though we don't have to do that, but next thing I want to do is I want this directory to be available under my home directory, so I will have a much easier time managing it. So now if I'm going to Nemo and I go to the file system and I enter media and shared, you can see we are at this volume, but I want this to be available from my home directory. So let's go home and let's make ln-s a symbolic link of media slash shared to shared disk, or we can be just easygoing and just have a space there. And now if I go to Nemo, I'm in my home directory, and I click on shared disk, and this is my test file is here. And of course, because we mounted this so let's check the FS tab again. With the umask equals 000, that means that everything for everyone is executable, which is which causes the Nemo panic. And do you want to run this test.txt because it's executable? Do you want? No, I don't want to run it. So you can there's a workaround, so you can, instead of just using umask, you can give different mask for directories. So you need to execute directories to actually enter them. So if the executable bit is removed from the directory, then you cannot enter the directory. So you need to give the executable bits, and then you can turn off executable for the files. You can look that up in the Arch Wiki, or I don't know, maybe in the manual. I'm not sure if it's written in the manual. So anyways, these are the basic concepts I wanted to share with you, and I will leave you with this cheat sheet you can see here, and you can use that from your own little USB stick bootable Arch install, and then you will be able to use the exFAT partition for data transfer between different systems, which will be good for you, I guess. Okay, so next video I'm promising you that we will cover how to make this install on the USB stick instead of in the virtual machine, and I guess I will see you then, and until then, goodbye.